Hi, everybody. Ageless Ambitions on Ever Talk TV. My show is such a great show to bring in so many people that inspire me, and I can't wait for you to meet my next guest. He's Stix, and I'm so excited. You guys have to look him up and see all of what he does for the community. But outside of that, he's been in the music industry for almost 20 years, and I can't wait for him to tell everything about his ambitions and where he is now and where he wants to go in his future. And Stix,
In the
how are you,
building.
babe?
I'm fantastic. I can't complain. It's amazing to be here.
It's nice to have you here. I'm so excited because you inspire me.
Oh
and
no.
what you've done for the community that you grew up in
hmm
and what you want to do in your future is something that I want everybody else to know too.
Amazing.
So you're from Watts.
Watts, California, born and raised.
How was that? How was that growing up in Watts?
Oh, it's not easy. It's not a
Right.
walk in the park
Right?
or any park,
Right?
no pun intended. But it's challenging.
Mhm.
Watts stands for We Are Taught to Survive. In that area, there's a lot of history behind why the area is the way it is, but I basically chose to do something different.
Right.
Try to make it out of that.
So when you were little, did you know what kind of area you were in terms of being in California, being in Watts, what that meant to,
I had no
And-
idea.
right?
I had
So
no
you just-
idea. We're just born into it, so everything is normal.
Normal.
A helicopter every day outside of your house is normal. Gunshots, police sirens is normal. But then when you get older, you start to understand that this isn't normal.
Right, right.
know.
So you went to high school, junior high, elementary school, all through being in that area. So
Yeah.
what was that like? I mean,
Well, what I would say is
did you get into sports or
I
was
was
it just
definitely into
music
sports.
or?
Sports is a huge resource that helped
Mm-hmm.
steer me in the right direction. I played basketball a lot of my childhood years.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. It was promising, but I got in a little trouble and it kind of derailed my,
Sports
trajectory.
career, right?
And I had to figure out other ways to
Mhm.
survive.
Mhm. Do you have sisters, brothers?
Absolutely. I have,
Okay.
on my father's side,
Uh-huh.
I have a brother and a sister, and on my mother's side, I have two older sisters.
And did you guys all grow up together or was it kind of a separate?
My oldest sister and my middle sister, we grew up together in the same household
Mhm.
with my mom. None of our fathers was around when we were growing up.
Mhm.
And
That was kind of a normal thing, like a norm kind of thing?
it happens,
Like
it happens in a lot of communities that are
Mhm.
similar to mine.
Mhm.
But it was challenging for my mom, but she thugged it out and made it
So it
through.
almost made you be the person that you are today based on the fact that you were probably helping your mom be the father figure,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. At the end of the day, I look at it like this: I wanted to treat everybody around me like how I wanted my mom to be treated,
Right.
or I wanted everything that I wanted my mother to have. That's what I fought for growing up.
That's what brings on your everything that's going on with you today is how you wanted your mom to be treated, correct?
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
So what got you in the music industry? What's that?
So it started off, interesting enough, I started off as a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I do know how to do the Roger Rabbit and the Running Man.
You could do
But
more
that's
than
about
that.
all I know in terms of hip hop. But was it more hip hop?
Well, I'm one of the founders of the crump dancing movement.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that movie Rise, that was shot by David LaChapelle.
Mhm.
David LaChapelle actually called me on the phone, actually to have a conversation to get everybody in the movie.
Right. Were you in the movie?
Not willingly.
Not willingly, but you were
I
in the
was
movie.
in there. Yeah.
Crumping's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
One of my teachers, who's Charm LaDonna.
Charm is a very
know
close
Charm?
friend. Absolutely.
Okay, so she works with Kendrick Lamar and everything. She was in the
Absolutely.
Grammys, but she got the show with Madonna
Yeah.
based on being crump.
Yeah.
Like she
yeah.
knew how to crump where nobody else did.
So interesting. I was the first crumper to ever get booked for anything. And
Wow.
Hi-Hat was the choreographer,
Mm-hmm.
and it was for a Joe Boxer commercial. But I was the sacrificial lamb of the crump dancers because what happens,
How did that happen? Like, what's crumping? Like, what is crumping?
crumping is an expression. It's a dance
Okay.
expression.
Mhm.
It helped us keep out of gangs.
Mhm.
It gave us something to do. What it was anger and frustration. It was a way to release the tension and the trauma based on our environment. And so we used it as an outlet. And it's interesting, I was what I was saying was I was the sacrificial lamb because we were all with Block Dance Agency.
Yeah.
And when I booked a commercial, a lot of the choreographers that were around at the time told Block, like, if you let him get this gig, we won't dance for you no more.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you
Because it was
probably-
crumping. You know, I couldn't really pick up a step,
Got you.
but I can crump. I could freestyle.
Right.
And so they were saying, this isn't dance. It's not, what is this style? We don't know what it is. So I took a lot of lumps, but so I died on the dance cross for all
Well,
crumpers.
hey, it's an art form, right? And
Yes.
and that art form has a message, right?
Absolutely.
And so that's what that's dance is now part of music, and that's how you got into
And
music.
that's how I got into it. So after all of the, you know, the blackballing, the bad business deals and everything happened, I said, man, I want to do something else because I lost the love for dance.
How old were you then? How old was that?
Maybe about 21.
Okay.
Maybe
so
about
just kind
22.
of like getting out of
Just
school and
getting
then
out of
figuring
school.
out what you want to do in your life,
Absolutely.
right?
And then the first thing that I wanted to do was rap. I had a friend of mine, his name was Bad Luck. He's from Watts as well. And he would always come on the street. He would pull up in his Jeep with his Laker colored rims.
Oops.
It was interesting.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would play the CD that he recorded at a local studio in the neighborhood. And I said, man, I want to do that. And he said, well, here's how you count bars. It's just like dance.
Stuff.
It's in counts. He was like, this is a verse, this is a hook. Next thing you know, I just start rapping.
So
that's how it happened.
That's your person that really got you the head start into. We have to give him a little shout out. What's his name again?
Bad Luck.
Bad Luck.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Bad luck is good luck.
It's great luck.
That's good. So you got in the music industry, right? Started rapping.
Absolutely. So
and did you make records?
Absolutely. So the first thing I did was took a bunch of beats that existed already and I rapped over them. There was a friend of mine named Jamar Simon who was kind of working as like a manager kind of thing. And the manager, his name was Keenan Towns. He was doing this huge party. He's big on the marketing side. Works with a lot of liquor brands and agencies. And he did this huge party and they did a gifting bags. So what I did, this was my first time, I recorded a bunch of music and made a CD and put it in all of the gifting bags.
That's how it works. Marketing yourself, like finding a way to get the music out there,
and then a lot of people would reach out like, who is this artist? Who is this artist? Next thing you know, we end up getting sponsored by a clothing brand called Anichi, or Aniche. And they sponsored a mixtape I did with a singer named Bobby Valentino. And that's when the buzz started to happen in LA and the thing became a real thing.
Love it, love it. You do music, right?
Absolutely.
And you also produce.
Absolutely.
And who have you helped in the industry? Because I think
producers, producing, songwriting side. I guess one of the biggest artists today is Iggy Azalea. I co-produced and wrote a lot of her early music.
So you write?
Write and produce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of her first 3 projects.
That's when she was the biggest, I think. Right?
Absolutely. Well, that's when I'd like to think her best music came
right?
out.
Right. She was like really.
So I was
hot
instrumental in the marketing behind that. We all strategically came up with the way that we put together everything. But anyhow,
was it interesting working with a woman? Like
interesting enough, all of my biggest records are coming from women.
Okay.
All of the artists that I've worked with, it's harder to work with women, but it's easier to work with women.
Right.
Men have egos. Women are more receptive to criticism.
We are, okay.
In regards to creative. In regards to life, no. So Iggy is one. There's an artist named Grayson Chance. Who else? I've been in the studio with Tyrese, the actor, singer. There's a bunch of people, man. Steve Aoki, DJ.
Does it excite you? Do you want to work with more people in the future? Is that what your goals are down the road, like as your ambitions?
More so for my artistic expressions, more so for my projects. I would like to work with a few others. Kendrick Lamar and Snoop and J-Rock, all of those are good friends, and so we've all worked with each other before.
Do you like the performing side better, or do you that's it, right? When you can perform?
Yeah, I've performed in front of 18,000, 30,000, 50,000 before at a festival. Those are my favorite. That's my favorite part.
Is that what you want to do? Is like maybe work on getting more out there to get into platinum, like get recognized at Grammys and stuff like that?
Well, honestly, if the Grammys and all of that stuff comes, that's a bonus.
Okay.
I just want to get my expression off because I know I have something to say. I know I can change lives with the words. So all I want to do is get the music out to the masses.
Hmm.
However that happens, I'm not asking for anything else other than,
If that happens, it's just
yeah,
icing
it's
on
a
the cake.
bonus.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Because you really are saying what you're saying is true because you've helped so many kids in the community.
absolutely,
I know you've done a lot with the Clippers,
absolutely,
right? And I have to give them
absolutely.
a shout out because they really came and did a lot for you. They have some kind of a basketball court in your name, right?
Right, right.
Where's
So
that at? Tell me where that is.
it's in Watts. It's
Uh-huh.
at a school called Drew Middle School slash the U, because
Uh-huh.
it's a co-located middle school and high school. And what we did is we built an indoor gym, and we also built.
Is it related to the school or outside the
No, it's
school?
inside the
Inside
school.
the school.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and we built 16 outdoor courts.
Wow.
We did a whole playground. There's a street soccer court. There's a tennis court. There's
And it's
Foursquare.
all because of you.
There's a track. Yes,
Right?
yes.
That's
So
such a big impact for children, to be able to go somewhere, almost like
absolutely,
the Boys and Girls Club, but in a
absolutely.
different way.
And for me, I always have these ideas to help in build renovated or brand new courts, facilities, or what have you.
Is that what Think Watts is all about?
Think Watts Foundation is mainly about
It's a
inspiring the
foundation,
change.
right?
Yeah. So there's Think Watts Foundation, there's Think Watts. There's the music side, but then there's the nonprofit
Okay.
side.
So the nonprofit side is what this is all about. And you
Absolutely.
do something with children in terms of their schooling?
So financial literacy, we do offer a financial literacy course. We taught one this
What
summer.
does that mean? Financial literacy. What does
It-
that mean?
Financial literacy is basically teaching money management, credit basics,
Ah.
and an introductory to.
What age group is that? Like,
Oh, we went all over. The youngest we had was 8 years old, and the eldest was about 64.
wow. And where does that happen?
It
Like, how
happens
do you,
in Watts.
right, but is
Oh,
it
it's so right now it's at a school, the same school that we did the refurbishments,
Mhm.
but now it's moving over to Think Watts HQ, which is a facility I'm building in Watts.
You are?
Yeah.
When is that going to be completed?
Should be done around April 2020.
We have to come back. You have to come
Absolutely.
back and we have to do a story on that. That's
Absolutely.
so great.
Absolutely.
Wow, you're just like, to me, that's the inspiration we all need for our ambitious ways of what we can do for our future, right?
Mhm.
Because everybody can just keep wanting what they want for themselves,
Mhm.
right? But to have you here and really speak about your community and
Mhm.
maybe growing that even in other places, because for me, the homeless here has gotten
Absolutely.
really, really bad. And I feel like that's something that I want to really reach out and try to help. I don't know how, so maybe you can be the one to help me with
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Because it's just scary what's going on in our community. So,
So in regards to that,
Mhm.
what Think Watts Foundation and Think Watts is also doing, Think Watts Housing, that's a whole nother sector and
oh,
branch. But
okay.
we're building permanent supportive housing
Mhm,
for the homeless,
mhm.
mainly targeting first on single women and children.
Nice.
And we're building these units out of container homes.
That's what I hear is the big
Yeah.
container homes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where would that be? Downtown or just
So we have a project we're working on now in San Pedro,
okay?
but we're also working on areas in Watts.
Mhm.
So we're in the process of acquiring the land and doing the architecture and the style and design and the build.
See what music does? This is like
Absolutely.
the greatest thing. I'm a dancer, of course, so music
Absolutely.
that way. But how this has changed so many lives of what you're doing. It's incredible. What do you want to do for your future? Like, what is so exciting for you to, that's up and coming? I know you just had a baby,
Man,
right?
Royce.
Royce?
He's
Okay.
5 months old now.
Uh-huh. And you have a
5-year-old
little girl.
daughter and a
Mhm.
14-year-old boy.
How is that? Taking care of all that?
Challenging.
Right?
It's all different minds, perspectives, energies,
Mhm.
generations. They
Right.
all have their own way.
It's hard to be a parent these days,
It's challenging,
right? It's hard to say no.
but it's exciting. I wouldn't change it for anything in the
Mhm,
world.
mhm.
And you want to give them everything that they
Right.
ask for.
I know. That's why I'm saying you can't
Right.
say no, right? That's the
Right,
hardest part.
exactly.
But sometimes that's the best thing because then they
Absolutely.
learn. They learn what's
Absolutely.
right and wrong. From
Absolutely. And that's the thing, is guiding the way, showing them
Mhm,
how to navigate through situations and obstacles,
mhm.
showing them the greater good. My daughter was with me the other day.
Tell me her name.
Her name is Blake.
Blake. So
Yeah.
there's Royce, Blake,
Blake and Kai.
Kai.
And
Okay.
so Blake was with me, 5 years old, and she seen these two young, it wasn't older than 15. and they asked me for some money. I was like, "Can I have some money to get something to eat?" And I was like, "Are you hungry? What do you?" It was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You want to go in the grocery store and grab some sandwich meat and some water?" And it was like, "Sure." And my daughter's there, and she said, "Daddy, those people need food?" I said, "Yeah, sometimes you gotta help people
At
out."
5 years old, she's
At
seeing
5 years
that,
old, she gets to
right?
see it. So
Are
hopefully
you
it
still
translates.
living in Watts? Or are you?
My mother is still in Watts, so I
Mhm,
do have a property in Watts.
mhm.
But I stay in Inglewood now.
Okay. The city of
The
Inglewood.
city of Inglewood. Yeah, watch it.
I'm just sorry,
No,
but
it's
that's
all
okay. They're
good.
not there anymore.
It's all
But
good.
but
Well, they'll be back.
yeah. So are you gonna ever come to a Laker game and maybe pour it out? Because I saw you performing for the Clippers and the Clipper girls.
The Lakers, they didn't want Stix, man.
They didn't want
They didn't
you?
want
We
me,
gotta
man.
work on
They
that.
didn't
It's
want it.
okay. We gotta figure this one out.
I had to come home to the Clip City.
Hey, they're up and coming in terms of what they want to do for their future and,
Mm-hmm.
and their urban aspects of what they want out,
Absolutely.
right? Because I
Absolutely.
mean, I was a Clipper girl, so I really enjoy watching them. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
And I love the Clippers because they were still a part of my life. So
Great organization, man. They care about the community, and
mm-hmm,
that's what means the most to me.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Well, hopefully we can say that about the Lakers and you
absolutely.
too, right? Because that's what's important.
It's all about the people and the
Yeah,
generation after us. What
yeah,
are we leaving behind? What
yeah.
legacy will we leave? What will they remember us by? Is it what we did, or what we did for ourselves, or what we did for them?
Mm-hmm. What's your projects coming up? What are you doing?
So I have Think Watts HQ, facility that's teaching coding, it's an
That
agriculture
we've talked about,
program, it's the
right?
financial literacy, is everything. So that's coming. That's a huge, huge development. It's been a
That's
lot of
going to
time.
be amazing.
The permanent supportive housing for the homeless. That's all the nonprofit side. On the music side, I have a project that I've been working on for a while. I'm just slowly putting it together, and I want to release it in the right way. I have a
Mhm.
few records I did with LAFC, for LAFC,
Oh
the
yeah, you
soccer
told me,
team.
like, wasn't it an anthem? Did you
Yeah, I
do
did
their
the anthem
anthem?
for LAFC.
That's interesting.
Unfortunately, we lost yesterday, so in the conference finals,
Oh,
the
dang. So
game
they're
before the
done.
cup,
They're done.
yeah, it's
But
done.
that lives on, right?
Oh,
That'll
it
be
lives on forever. The anthem lives on forever. They did win the
how
Supporter
did that
Shield.
come about? Tell me just real quick. You got to do the anthem for the LAFC, right?
Yes, yes. So
Wow.
what happened was, I was trying to build a better relationship with Adidas,
Mm.
to try to get some sponsorship support,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had a performance at the Forum that night,
Okay.
and it was 18,000 people there. So I performed there.
18909.
Exactly. And so I needed something to wear, so I bought a jersey, and it was Adidas, and it said LA on it. It just so happened to be a LAFC jersey.
Right.
I didn't know what it was.
Right.
So I wore it on stage that night. Boom, it press went out. It was on Getty Images, Wire Image, all of that.
Right.
So the rep from Adidas sent it over to the head of marketing to LAFC. They invited me to a match, and the rest was history. And I was like, I want to bring hip hop to soccer.
Right.
That was the best way to make MLS more popular in the States.
I agree.
To build the soccer culture in the United States. And it was a way to bring the Black and brown community together by bringing hip hop and soccer.
Sports,
Yeah,
music, all that
everything.
really helps bring everybody together in a
Absolutely.
really positive way.
Absolutely.
So, wow, I thank you so much. Is there
Thank you.
anything else you want to message out to who your fans are, your peoples that can grow us into another ageless ambition?
Absolutely. I would just like to say, stay yourself, be yourself, know yourself. If you don't know who you are, then it's going to be very difficult to know what to do. But the goal is to always think about yourself first, but always be selfless in all of your actions in life. And that
Love
sticks. Think
I
Watts.
love it. Love it. Think Watts.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody, for this episode of Ageless Ambitions on EverTalk TV. Binge watch me on Roku, Apple TV. Take a look at Stix all over the internet. He's amazing, and all the things he's doing in the community. And we will see you again soon. Bye, guys.